everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Royalty on the Heavy Crown Network. I am your host, Big D, aka Derek F.
I am standing in for myself. I am Tiffany.
Oh, thank you, standing in for yourself, Tiffany. Guys, before we start, please remember to like, subscribe, and comment, as we always tell you guys. We always ask you guys. I feel like we also tell you guys, but ask and tell. So thank you guys for coming back for another episode. Before I start, as I always do, I always check up on our queen, our icon, Miss Tiffany Mitchell. How are you doing, my love?
Tired.
I know. You are just, I get it. I know I'm pulling you witch ends and trying to get you to do stuff. I get it. I'm so sorry. I apologize. But we're going to try to be quick. Okay. So guys, welcome. We are here now to recap Traitors Ep.9. Okay. Yeah. A Silent Assassin. Now, I want to start with letting you guys know who we're left with. We're left with Danielle, who is a traitor. Brittany, Carolyn, who's a traitor. Gabby, Dolores, Ivar, did I say that correctly this time?
Yeah.
Dylan, Tom, and Sam. Okay, these are the people that are left in the house. We start off at the turret. We don't know if Carolyn and Danielle are going to, if they're going to banish somebody, or they're going to murder somebody, or are they going to recruit? Now, we left off with them arguing about Brittany potentially being, into the turret. Carolyn does not want that. She don't care what she has to do. She don't care. It is no way she's letting another Big Brother player come up in there when they're best of friends, okay? Yeah. And you could tell Danielle is like, she is advocating for this. And her reasons of saying why Brittany would be smart is, I can't lie. I would probably maybe fall for this, because in reality, if everyone's thinking it's another, woman who's a traitor, and there's been thinking it's Brittany, I would probably do this to save my ass. Now, I'm not even thinking about your ass. I'm thinking about my ass at this point. What do you think about this, Tiff? Like, do you think that she...
I see it from both sides. I see what... I think it has more beneficial for Danielle. I mean, because, they could have chosen any woman, the least on the radar is Dolores. Nobody's expects Dolores. I keep forgetting that she's even there. So, I mean, if we want to go for least suspecting, it could be Dolores. But nobody would ever suspect her as being a traitor, so she wouldn't even get banished.
Or Gabby. I mean, Gabby, only person that thinks it is Dylan. That's the only other person.
Yeah. I see it from both sides. I see Carolyn not trusting it. I think that the best... I see it from both sides.
Okay. Of course, we don't know who they're going to pick. So we go right into breakfast. The first people to walk in is Gabby and Dylan. Okay. Gabby and Dylan walk in.
Gabby and Carolyn. Carolyn walked in first with Gabby.
Oh, you are so right. Thank you so much, Tiff. I have that right here. Carolyn walks in first with Gabby. They're the first into breakfast. Gabby also says, to Carolyn, we can't go after these big personalities, which I guess she's just saying her and Carolyn have the big personalities. She's like, we can't go after.
She's just like, we have gotten out a lot of the big personalities, and we kind of know how that feels. Like, you got to live in this house. You got to play this game, and when the people who are the most fun start leaving, even though you're filming a show and you're playing a game, you still have to live there. And then it becomes like, oh gosh, I'm about to be stuck. Not only am I stuck, but I'm stuck with a bunch of boring people. So it's like, I don't even care if they're traitors. Just leave me with somebody I can laugh with, for.
I agree. I mean, that's how I feel with our Big Brother experience. Like, I feel like we had so many entertaining people that no matter when we got down, I mean, I got bored once we got down to Kai. But after that, it was really, really good.
I do want to shout out Carolyn, that was looking really cute. I loved her little look, her pony, Her
Yes.
jacket,
Yes.
she was giving style.
With the spikes and everything. I loved it. It was so cute. And then, Gabby throws out there that, hey, I think it's Danielle. I can't take these antics that she's doing. This, I can't handle her breaking down. I'm just like, I'm over it at this point. Like, it's just like, I know exactly what you're doing. And shout out to Danielle. Because I'm wearing this hat that I decided to put on for the sake of Danielle,
Right there.
Hunting,
is
here I
it
come.
On backwards?
No, it's on correctly. This is actually a Persian Russian hat.
Oh.
Very expensive, okay? So I've had it for years.
How do you know it's not on backwards?
Because I looked it up.
Where's the tag?
The tag, there's no tag. The tag is in the back. What are you talking about?
What's the other side of the hat?
What are you talking about? That's the same thing.
It's not, but if you think it is. It's like the front to me.
You know what, Tiffany? I appreciate you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I can't make me look any better, but I can help you.
Okay, so Tom and Brittany are the next to walk in. Ivar and Danielle are next, and Danielle has on, as they say on Twitter, this Miss Monopoly hat on.
Oh.
So that's what they kept saying. And Danielle, she's cutting to like this green screen moment of like, I know Carolyn's coming for me, so I need to come for her based on how they acted. And in that turret, it was very interesting to see how I like that they both were frustrated with each other, but they didn't go for it. They're kind of like, you know what, I'm so over you. I'm so over you.
Yeah.
Like you could tell they're ready to duke it out. Okay. We're trying to figure out who's going to get murdered. The last people that are left are Sam, Dolores, Dylan. Dolores comes in. So everybody's happy to see Dolores. And then it comes down to Sam and Dylan. Coming to find out, Dylan is alive. Sam gets killed.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. Sam leaving,
Who's
he
Sam?
wasn't a... Right.
Oh.
Britney Spears' ex.
Got it.
Britney Spears' ex leaving. I'm not mad about it. I mean, he looked good. He was good to look at. But other than that,
That's what Britney said.
But, he was just there for me. That's it.
Right.
Like, he should have been gone in the beginning. Alan comes in looking like, what's the kid name from the movie? Alfredo. Alfred. With the hair sticking out. You know he did.
I know he did. It's what you didn't do. And what you didn't do is you didn't remember that this man's name is Alpha. And that is what we should know. That is a part of our childhood. That is culturally in our DNA that we have to know Alfalfa. And you called him what? Alfredo? What did you say? It's because you have no hair. I get it. I wouldn't expect a bald man to remember a man with hair. Alfalfa.
Alfalfa.
Thank you.
Alan lets everybody knows his little tricks or whatever. He's coming, something's happening. Okay, they're trying to figure out what he's talking about. Dylan paints a picture in his green screen that he says, I can't believe I'm here. So it has to be somebody that I'm close with that's keeping me here. That has to be a traitor.
Yeah. Someone I trust is bringing me here. Maybe because they think I'll be loyal.
Correct.
So his wheels are turning. He can't believe he's still alive. And that is a very smart way to think about the tenure of your game, how you're there, why you're there, what's keeping you there. You've been vocal. You've been expressing that you want to get traitors out. There's obviously a traitor still in this game. Why is the traitor keeping you there?
That is a good way to look at it. So, future traitor players, just keep that in mind. Why am I still here? But you can use that in any type of game. Why am I still here? People use people as shield. Like, there's sometimes, we want to get rid of a big threat and Big Brother, and we don't because we're like, I need you here to be like a threat in case.
But you can say that?
Yes.
In traitors, you can't say that.
No, correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Gabby and Tom have a conversation. They're talking about possibly it being, Tom is still on this Dolores
He is.
bandwagon.
He's not, because Tom knows things. Tom has an instinct of a cat, and he's been right before. He can possibly be right again.
Not an instinct of a cat.
He thinks it is Dolores.
He really does think it's Dolores.
I think it's Dolores. And every time he says it, it falls flat on the ears.
Flat. No one even
no one
reacts
ever
to
picks
it.
it up.
No. And then we cut to Danielle having a conversation with Dolores, letting her know, I'm no longer going to be playing this scare game.
Mm-hmm.
I've been playing this scare game because I'm worried about, the traitors coming after me. And if I'm going to, go out, I'm going to go out, speaking my mind.
And she starts to lay some groundwork. She starts to plant some seeds. Like, you notice that the traitors are attacking at the round table. And, Danielle is like, I am a strategist and I am always thinking ahead. So she's planting seeds to prepare for someone to step in it.
Yeah. Which I thought was, this is Big Brother Danielle. Here we go. So then Brittany also has a little bit of a moment with Danielle. She's kind of crying. She's letting her know, like, I was so scared you want to come through those doors because I can't be in this game without you.
Yeah.
Like, I need you in this game. I can't be in this game without you at all.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought it was very powerful. And, it's hard for Danielle because she's like, they have really worked on their relationship. And now, like, she's like, I'm a fucking traitor, and if I had to tell her that, it's just like, it's going to break us even more apart. Okay.
But she also was thinking, I need to get Carolyn out so I can recruit Brittany.
Correct. We get to the challenge. The missions. Thank you. This is Tiffany's favorite thing, a chessboard. Bringing her back to... what did you think?
I'm like, I hate the missions.
It is a chessboard. And Alan got on this chessboard headband. I need it. I don't have hair, but I would put on a wig and put that on just to wear it because it was everything.
You know who else plays chess?
Who?
I just couldn't help myself. My son. I'm so proud.
Oh, really?
He does. He beats his grandpa, and his grandpa's a really great chess player too.
Wow.
And I'm like, wow, Christian, you're so smart.
He gets it from his mom.
Yeah, I don't play him though, because I don't want the little thinking he could beat me. Okay.
That's a shame. Actually, I'm going to download a chess game on my phone because I haven't played chess since the Big Brother house. I miss playing chess. Like, it was so much fun.
Did you play?
Yes, I played Alyssa all the time. We couldn't play Brittany because Brittany was just too much. We had to cut Brittany off because she gets too aggressive because she's so competitive. But me and Alyssa play all the time. And then, I had Hannah at times when she wasn't scheming with you.
Know how to play. Okay, so Parvati and Kate show up.
Parvati and Kate show up in this black and white outfit.
The queens of the chessboard.
The queens of the chessboard. Love having them there. Alan lets them know they're going to be there to help and assist as much as the challenge. Maybe give it a little commentary and ask the questions. Alan lets them know that he asked the traitors last night questions, regarding... who they think would match the answers, and hopefully you guys will kind of help you out figure out who the traitors are. And while this challenge is going on, Danielle is talking about these different questions. Let me get to the first question. The first question is, who is slithering underneath the radar, which is for a snake.
They bring up this big snake. Yeah.
And the traitors, they're thinking, they're trying to outthink, and they're like, Brittany.
Yeah.
And the group gets it right, and it's Brittany.
Yeah.
So Brittany's kind of like, oh, okay, I guess they think sliding up the radar, sure. And then, Dylan kind of says he's going to take a step back and he's going to see who's talking a lot to see who the traitor is. And his main focus is Danielle and that Monopoly hat. Okay? That is his main focus. Okay. And the next question is, who's the biggest threat? The traitors end up picking Brittany Because they were thinking...
Well, Tom, first of all, Tom says it's him. Don't forget Tom. Tom says, I think it's a skull. The skull is a thing. Tom says, I think it's me. I think I'm the biggest threat. Yeah.
And leave it up to Tom to think it's always him. I'm the biggest threat. And then, it ends up, they pick Tom and it ends up being wrong. So then Gabby is like, are the traitors playing with us? Like, this is weird. So then we get to the next, question, which is so funny. I love Kate and Poverty's, commentary, because they're like, of course Tom thinks he's the biggest threat. Of course Tom thinks he's the leader. Like, they can't.
It's giving Peter.
It's giving Peter. Then the next question is, who's the leader of the pack? The traitors pick Tom. They're like, it has to be a man no matter what. And I love that they said it has to be a man. It's either Tom or Dylan. They weren't even thinking about
Tom says
Ivar.
it's got to be me. And they said, well, we kind of think it's Dylan. And then Carolyn says, I don't want to dismiss what Tom said, but Tom said he thinks it's him. Mm-hmm. Well, we're just going to go with Dylan instead.
Yeah. So they go with Dylan and end up being wrong. After this happens... What happens, Tim?
Well, Dolores points out, she goes, Carolyn, you said it was Tom. And Carolyn's like, no, I didn't say that. She's like, well, you kind of, well, I'm not saying you're a traitor, but I'm just saying you did try to make it be Tom.
Yeah, calm down, Carolyn. I'm not saying you're a traitor.
I'm not saying you're a traitor or nothing.
But Dylan's light bulb is going off. He's like...
He is watching.
And now he's like... I came in here wanting to look at Danielle, but now I'm looking at Carolyn. Because think of mine. Dylan said it's two of the people that he's close with.
Well, he said it's definitely somebody that he's close with. And so he's keeping his options open. He's being aware.
Correct. The last question.
They bring this mouse out.
They bring this mouse out. Whose voice is the most relevant?
I think it's mine. Nobody ever listens to me.
And Carolyn says this. So they're all like...
I think it's mine. And she's... Her motive behind wanting to get these answers right is to bank some money, and I get it. But this is probably the first time I've seen Carolyn not so aware. Like, it's almost like she has this comfortable thing about herself. Mm-hmm. Whereas she's usually a little unsure, a little razzled, like confused, and she's sure about this because she does actually know the answers. It's like when you have the answer key to the test.
Yes.
And you're like, you're not actually supposed to get all the answers right because you have the answer key. You got to get a couple of them wrong, and she just is not handling it well.
Yes. And also when this is happening and she's answering these questions, she's going back and wondering, like, did I do, like, I think I did this wrong. Was I set up? And Danielle's over there like, interesting. And I think that this shows that even though I know Carolyn's good at catching every little thing and she's been really good on her A game, I don't think that she was able to see how this one was going to play out. And Danielle was able to see how this was going to play out because she was like, if that's the answer you want, sure. Which is, you're the one giving the answers. You're the traitor. So now they're picking up on that. We cut back to the cars. Mm-hmm. Okay. And Ivan, I'm sorry, I think it's Dylan. Dylan's in the car with Tom.
Yeah.
And he sits there and says, hey, did you pick up on Carolyn?
Yeah.
Did you pick up on that stuff? Tom's like, yeah. Then the girls are in the car.
Tom made me. I like Tom. Sorry, he ain't cheat on me. I ain't got no dog in this fight.
No, you got no dog in this. I think Tom really has redeemed himself with this show, and he still has a lot to still prove, but he was good for it.
He just don't be getting shit. He don't get it, so you can't be mad. It's not his fault you chose him. You know that man slow.
So Tom is still suspicious. But then we cut to the ladies in the car. Brittany, Carolyn, Gabby. They're all like, we're going to stick together, right?
Yeah.
We're going to stick together no matter what. We're going to stick together.
Yeah.
So Ivar has a conversation with Carolyn and Tom, and he goes, you know what? Because Ivar, I guess he's really on it. Even though he sits back and he don't do shit, I guess him and he really be on it. He's like, I think it's Danielle.
Yeah.
I think it's Danielle. This whole acting suspicious. I think it's Danielle.
But wait though, because as Tom Sandoval did get out Boston Rob. Don't sleep on. I think that there's way more evidence against Dolores. Way.
Way more.
Way more evidence against Dolores.
He has so much evidence.
Facts, proof, verification, certified evidence.
I've been learning things in cybersecurity, so this would be like access control. Yes, things that the vulnerabilities that could be attacked. There's so much evidence, data.
But you know who's not a traitor?
Who?
It's Carolyn. Couldn't be Carolyn. If it's Carolyn,
she's the best actor.
She deserves an Oscar.
Everyone deserves an Oscar.
Yeah.
Carolyn better get her Emmy then. I guess this is an Emmy-winning show. Yeah. So then, Dylan tells Carolyn that it could be. I'm sorry.
Well, first Carolyn and Dylan are having a chat.
Okay,
in the bar,
thank you.
And Danielle kind of walks in and
yes. Dolores walks in, and then he says, Dolores walks in, and Danielle was coming after her, and she was like, no, they want to have a little moment, which I think kind of worked, because Danielle was like, who's in there? Why they didn't want to have a little moment? And Dolores is like, and that's her girl. They said they're girls, so.
Yeah. And it turns emotional because Dylan lets Carolyn know it would really mess him up tonight if it was her or Danielle. And she's like, why would it be me? What do you mean me?
Me?
Why am I in that?
Why am I in that? I'm confused.
As my name going around? And he's like, it's just, if you two went against each other, I don't know.
I don't know who to pick.
And Carolyn is like, she's almost bringing out the waterworks with Dylan.
Yes, she is.
And she's like, you know me, you watch me, like, I'm being me, and Dylan is really struggling. He's really struggling because I think he'd learned something about his relationship with Boston Rob. Yeah. And that is to separate the emotional connection from the facts. And one of the things that he does know is that he should not still be in this game.
That is true. And that is true.
And he knows that must mean I'm close. Someone is intentionally keeping me here. And when he looks at everybody who's keeping him there, it has to be somebody who I trust, who feels protected by me. And I know I'm not a traitor. So his wheels are turning.
Yeah, and I'm definitely getting that with this whole entire thing. Like, you can definitely tell. Yeah. We get to the round table. Keep in mind, they have 1,552 dollars in the bank. Is that right? I think 1,052,000. Whatever. They got a bunch of money in the bank. We're trying to figure out who's going to start.
Well, before we get to round table, Ivar tells Danielle that Carolyn threw her name out. And
I missed that part.
Again? Okay. It's time for a hostile takeover.
Yeah.
Ivar, remember Columbo?
Yes.
Genius, right? Mm-hmm, but played dumb.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So
is
Danielle
that Ivar?
compares Carolyn to Columbo. Carolyn is also ready to go for Danielle, but she doesn't have a plan. And she's like, I don't know what I'm going to say. I'm just going to start talking.
Yeah.
If you fail to plan. You essentially have planned to fail. So you cannot go to war without a plan. You have already lost.
Yeah.
Even if it's a suck-ass plan, have one. So it's my little 2 cents.
I love that. That's a good thing. That is true. You should come in there.
I mean, if you plan to fail, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail.
Put that on the shirt, girl. Put that on the shirt. So now we're at the round table. Ivar is the first to speak.
It is so intense at
So
this
intense.
round table.
They don't talk for a couple minutes, though.
No one is saying a thing.
Everybody's looking at each other like
who's gonna start it? As soon as Ivar starts speaking, Carolyn just rolls her eyes like, oh, I guess I was gonna say something, but I didn't know what to say. But go ahead.
But her and Danielle had a little stare down, which I appreciate.
I mean,
she's like, it's about to be a girl fight. We about to throw them down. Yeah. All right, let me stop. It's about to be a what? Girl fight.
even I don't know that song, but go ahead.
Brooke Valentine. It's her one-hit wonder. Okay, she was on Love and Hip Hop. Okay,
I
got
don't
it.
have girl fights.
Okay, so, Ivan, goes...
Shall I start? I think there are 2 traitors left who are both girls. Well, we can't assume.
Gabby.
I mean, she's like, shut up.
We can't assume that. Which is so funny because Ivar needs to understand he already was in the shithole in the beginning when he was like trying to get all the women off the boat. And now we're all the way back here towards the end and he's talking about stuff.
He's saying, I'm from the UK. We don't have all them non-gender roles. We got gender roles in the UK. The ladies first.
Yes.
Don't get off the boat. Let the men row.
Yes, he's making it clear. He's like, ladies do stay in the kitchen and do all that. We do everything else. I'm like, oh, ain't you a bag of sticks? Okay. Okay, so, he speaks up and then Gabby hops in and she's like, we can't think that way. Who else talks after Ivar?
Dylan says, well, we can't assume that we know everything that's going on. And then Danielle and Carolyn have this extremely weird energy, this stare down at the table. And then Carolyn calls out Danielle. Danielle, as a faithful, what reason do we ever need to lie? Why did you tell this lie? And Danielle is like, they're like, what lie? And then Danielle gives Brittany the go ahead, like, you just said, just tell her. And Brittany says, Danielle told me that Carolyn mentioned my name. And Carolyn's like, that's a lie. And Danielle's like, that absolutely happened. You know what, Carolyn? You know what? You Forrest Gump a lot. You
silly
play
and dumb.
You playing a Columbo game. What? I don't even know. I don't even know what that means. I don't even know what that means. You're going to have. You know what? I let you talk. It's my turn. We're gonna have a one-on-one. I wasn't done. Oh, you're done. You're done now. I'm talking. You put yourself in that mission to throw people off. Tom, I've never seen her attack anybody. And Carolyn to Danielle, and don't you do those fake tears. Danielle had to drive them tears up because they was all they was about to come. Carolyn said, "Hold on, I got my white woman tears on the ready. You wait, it's my turn."
Danielle said, "Hold on.
You right, Carolyn."
And I'm talking to you directly because me and you are going to have a one-to-one conversation right now.
Yeah.
And we're going to get this out here at the table.
That's right. And Carolyn says, I'm at a loss. what have I done? Who at this table can say they trust Danielle 100%? I've been alone. Yeah, silent assassin.
Damn.
She was ready. She had a plan. She woke up. First of all, she's been planning this, but she woke up with a mission, and she woke up with this plan. And you have to prepare. You have to prepare. And I think Carolyn just had one fact to go on, which is, why would a faithful lie? And she wanted to drill that home. And then, Tom says, well, I can remember that she advocated for me to continue on to get out Boston Rob. And Carolyn's like, I'm just being ignored. And this isn't about feeling betrayed and getting you back. Like, she pulls on the waterworks. Carolyn brings the emotions. And I actually think the emotion was genuine. Here is the one thing I love about watching Carolyn. And it takes a very unique character to do this. She believes who she is in that moment.
I agree.
That is what has made her such a successful traitor up until this point. Because when she's not a traitor and she's a faithful, she in her heart believes she's a faithful, and she moves as a faithful. And how could you not believe me? And how could you not trust me? And how could you believe these things? You're not listening to me. And all of my life, and even in the game I played before I came here.
But you know that, Dylan, because you watch me. You know how I am.
Me.
You know me, Dylan.
Is this an act?
Yeah.
And it's genuinely not. And I do think she felt unheard. But it's because you didn't come to the table with any argument. I believe that this is one time they would have listened to you, but you didn't have. The one time you needed something to say, you didn't have anything to say.
Yeah.
And Danielle is leading this charge with facts. She has set emotion to the side, because it's hard to argue emotion. And at this stage in the game, people are looking for something concrete. And so that's the argument between Carolyn and Danielle about who is possibly a traitor. This vote is going to come down to who has the best argument.
Yeah. I have to say, Danielle went in for the jugular. She was not playing. That Monopoly she had all the money underneath there, the properties and all, okay? She was not playing on this Monopoly board with Carolyn tonight. And I will say this, Carolyn has played a good game all the way up into this.
Yeah.
I actually didn't know where the votes were going to go.
No, I don't, not at all.
I'm going to be honest. I didn't know where the votes were going to go. I didn't know if maybe Danielle was talking too much and giving a Boston Rob moment where they'd be like, I don't know. But I think what helped her is those relationships that she kept. Dolores, Brittany. Now, I want to get down to the votes. Carolyn votes Danielle. You already know, obviously. Ivar votes for Carolyn.
Ivar, who had just said 45 minutes ago that it couldn't be Carolyn.
Yes.
If it's Carolyn, she deserves an Oscar. He definitely was calling out Danielle as a traitor. Yes. And that just goes to show the strategic mindset and gameplay that Danielle laid out at that table to have changed his mind to someone he absolutely did not believe was a traitor. Less than 24 hours ago.
Less than 24 hours ago. Dolores, Tom. I know. Listen, I wasn't watching it with you, Tim, but I felt the heat of you. I felt the heat off the steam when she wrote Tom. I know you were hot. I know you were. She might lose Black Dolores at this point. She ain't acting black for me. I don't know what she doing. Tom.
She's throwing off her vote. She's doing what they do in the challenge, and they throw off a vote. They don't want to burn any bridges. I'm not going to say Carolyn or Danielle because I don't want to ruffle any feathers. That's how she stays under the radar, and Tom too.
Yeah, yeah. Danielle votes Carolyn.
And Carolyn says, "Good job."
Mm-hmm. Which I thought was very interesting.
I did too.
Which I wouldn't like that if I was a traitor, because I'd be like,
Yeah, that good job.
yeah,
to
yeah,
me
but what are you
meant
doing? What are you
something.
doing? Yeah, like
Yeah.
that would have meant something to me at the table. I would have picked up on that, and we would have brought that to the conversation afterwards,
Good
and it would
job.
have been
What
like
do you mean, good
another
job?
favorite Phaedra
job?
and Dan moment. Good job. Like what the fuck? Like why you acting like me? You talked on the
do you mean, good
side,
job?
bitch. The fuck? Good job.
Yeah.
The fuck?
Good job. Okay.
Yeah. Gabby votes Danielle.
And she says, because
Yep.
Carolyn's tears got to her.
Yep. Yep. Gabby's you got to get through her through emotion. Tom votes Dolores.
Of course, because I'm the leader of the pack, and if y'all listen to me, you should
Dolores
write
is a
Dolores.
traitor.
Dolores is a traitor.
Dolores is a traitor. Brittany, thank God, wrote down.
I never expected Brittany to waver. That is great gameplay on Danielle's part to nurture that relationship with Brittany, to have her on her side, make amends with her coming in, even though it was Brittany who screwed Danielle in their previous show of Reindeer Games. Danielle set that to the side and nurtured that relationship so that Brittany would trust her.
Smart gameplay.
Very.
This is very smart gameplay. And Dylan, but she cried a little. He voted Carolyn.
Yeah.
And he hopes that she is.
Yeah, because it would
traitor.
if he was, and I got what he meant. If I write your name down and I vote you out, and you stand up there and say you're a faithful, I might as well leave with you.
Yep.
My integrity is hurt. My ego is shattered. I'm brokenhearted because I've done you like so many other people have done you. I really do. I need you to be a traitor for me, not for you.
Yeah,
Not even for the money, but for my conscience. I need you to be a traitor.
Okay. Carolyn gets up there. She lets everyone know.
Carolyn says, "This feels so real. I am somebody who every day of my life is judged because of who I am. My differences, my quirks. I didn't want to connect with you because I'm an emotional person. I just wanted to have fun. But I have to be myself, my real self. And being a traitor isn't fun."
And let me tell you something. And the first thing I noticed, Danielle acting like somebody just said, "You are not the father."
Honey,
This is Danielle at the table.
Slid out the chair, down on the floor, shaking, vibrating, hyperventilating. I said
told
it.
you to.
I said it.
I said
I said it. I
in the
said
hat.
it. I said it. I told you. She was trying to tell you. Oh my God, I can't. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for believing me. Thank you for believing me. Thank you for believing me. Thank you for believing me.
With the hat and all.
Get your ass
Off the ground. On the ground. Had Gabby and Dolores on the ground with her. Had it looking like, "Maury, you are not the father." Moment. The way she was acting. Afterwards, Dolores goes, "I'm surprised." Afterwards, she goes, "I'm surprised. And Tom, you can call me a traitor if you want, but I'm gagging. Where's the wine?"
Okay. I do want to shout out Carolyn. I thoroughly enjoyed watching Carolyn. I thoroughly enjoyed her. I enjoyed her way more on Traitors than I did on Survivor. And I loved her on Survivor, but I will say I enjoyed her on Survivor. I fell in love with Carolyn on Traitors.
Yes.
I got to see even just a lot more of her personality and how witty she is and how well she uses her personality to her advantage. It's gotten her far. She just went up against the wrong queen.
Yeah,
She
true.
got checkmated.
I want to say this about Carolyn also. I want to give her flowers. Carolyn, her personality, how she is. I'm so glad the world got a chance to see
Yeah.
Carolyn and
I
who
love
we
it.
fell in love with in Survivor.
Yeah.
And she's like that in person. I was texting her tonight and I was like, girl, I'm going to, talking to her about us, trying to get all of us together on the podcast. She said, oh, girl, this is too much. Hold on, I gotta get back to you. And I'm like, it's okay. I'm telling you, I'll reach out to you next week. But just love that she played the game that she played. I love that she made it far in the game. She should keep her head up high. She did great. She would have made it to the end. But yes, once again, this is where I kind of go ahead, Tiff. Before I get into,
I just was going to say she's just such an attractive woman too.
Yes,
I think she's naturally attractive, but she has a personality that just does have this glow, and I just do. I like her. I like her a lot.
I do too.
Yeah.
I do too. I also want to get to our Danielle.
Yeah.
I want to talk about Danielle for a second. We came into this. A lot of people have been trashing Danielle for a very long time. I know we have both said.
I'm not trash. I've critiqued her.
Critique.
Her style,
I'm sorry. A lot of people have trashed her online, and of course, everyone's job is to critique. We're watching the game, but the fact that Danielle in the beginning had everyone going, "What is she doing? This is a messy game. What's happening? What is this?" And the fact of where she's at now, she's the last standing Traitors. We need to give her flowers, her kudos, because this game that she played worked. Look where she's at now.
I think that she had to adjust her game.
Yes.
She is not playing the same game that she was playing in the beginning. When she realized that a lot of these theatrics and her a lot of the extras that she was doing were getting her the attention that she didn't want, she scaled it back. Being able to adjust and being able to pivot are characteristics of a strong game player. Those attributes will carry your game further, because when you see that something isn't working or it may be working against you, you have to be able to readjust. And she did that. She readjusted when Boston Rob came into the game. She readjusted when Boston Rob got kicked out of the game. She readjusted when her and Carolyn had their fallout. She's been readjusting every time she needs an adjustment, and I can truly respect that. One of the things, and she said it herself, that helped her in this round table was not having an emotional argument. Carolyn had nothing but emotion. She was upset with Danielle. She didn't trust Danielle. She felt betrayed by Danielle. All of those things are emotion, and first of all, when you're a traitor, you need more than emotion. And when you're trying to plead your case, you're going to need some facts. And unless you are a traitor, why do you feel so betrayed by a person who is pointing out that I think that you're suspicious? So Danielle set the emotional aspect of her argument to the side and came with facts against Carolyn. Carolyn wasn't prepared for that. Danielle definitely proved to have accelerated her game or elevated. She proved to elevate her game as a traitor, and that, I think, should speak volumes for her as a game player.
I think it should speak volumes as her as a game player. I think people need to put respect on her name.
I think they will.
I think that now that shows why she is a Big Brother legend. I think that also this makes up for everyone trying to put her in the same category with Dan. And I'm like, no, baby, this is not the same category. Like, she actually played the game, like you said, Tiff, adjust. That's things you said on previous episodes that we recorded. This type of game you got to adjust to. Yeah. And now that I've sit back and watch how she adjusted, I'm like, wow, because think about it. She had to set up to make sure allies are there to help her to be a faithful. Then also make sure you get out these big 3 personalities as traitors too,
And
then
she's
still
lost a
staying
lot of
voting.
her own allies
Yes.
in the game, and she's
And still regained some.
Yeah.
I got to give it to her. That is top tier gameplay, and this is where we sit here and we go, this is why she's Danielle, the legend from Big Brother, because look what happened. So now people will know, and she's doing great. Just to give her flowers, and I can't wait until we can deep dive into her thoughts whenever we talk to her after this, season or whatever. I want to cut to Gabby talking to Brittany and Tom. She goes, I kind of feel like a little bit of PTSD. This kind of reminds me of like Bob and Bob the drag queen. Like, is this like the traitors, fight again? Like,
Well, she says,
do we think it's a traitor calling out another traitor?
But, is this traitor on traitor fighting? It's definitely giving Boston Rob and Bob. And that led Brittany and Tom to like,
Yeah.
It had some similar, it's kind of smell familiar. You smell that?
Yeah. It smells familiar. So Danielle ends up in the turret. She's, gotta now figure out, she's by herself. I love seeing her in that turret by herself. One of the things
that Brittany said, before we get to the turret, one of the things that Brittany said in response to that, when that comment Gabby made, she's kind of thinking along the same lines of Dylan now, which is, why haven't I been murdered?
True.
Has Danielle been protecting me? So her wheels are turning. And now,
turning hard. No, you're fine. Danielle's in the turret, and I thank you for throwing that in there because that does add to our point. Danielle's in the turret, and Alan comes in. He says, "That was great gameplay you did tonight, Danielle."
Thank y'all. You're welcome.
Yes. And Danielle's like, "Great." And now she knows she has to recruit. Now, of course, me being who I am, I'm like, baby, recruit a Big Brother player. I don't care who it is, recruit a Big Brother player. Let's get to the end and take this money. And of course, she ends up, recruiting Brittany. But Brittany gets this envelope and she's just feeling all these emotions. Like,
are you
what?
Shitting me?
Yeah, are you shitting me?
Well, didn't you recruit me?
Right.
Isn't that obvious?
Right, but also she's like, towards the end of the game, like this is not good for my game. She's going through a lot of emotions because Brittany is somebody's name that they kind of threw out there to say that she could be a traitor. So I kind of wonder if, tell you the truth, I'm gonna be honest, this could play in a way of, hey, I want us to make it to the end together because I care about you. But in reality, also, this could work in my favor in case they vote you out. I'm still good at the end. So it kind of works.
Danielle is 100% playing this game. This is not about Brittany. I love you, Danielle. And to maintain relationships, it will appear as if I'm trying to help me and Brittany get to the end. But Brittany is a shield. This is still a game. This is, it benefits Danielle to recruit Brittany. So
yeah. Well, I guess we'll have to wait until next week, guys, to figure out what happens.
See if
this
Brittany
was a great
accepts or declines, right?
That is true, and I would gag if she declined.
Well, if she declines, she gets murdered.
Correct, but I'm like, I don't know. What do you do?
That's why the game of traitors, you have to always be prepared to be turned.
Yep, or you'll be murdered.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, guys. Oh, until next week, guys, please remember to like, subscribe, and comment. Thank you so much for coming.
I want to shout out to the Royal Court. I love y'all. Thanks for sticking beside us, for showing up, for supporting, for taking the little clips and posting them. I love that.
All you guys
Thank
have been
you
posting.
So You're all
You.
amazing.
It really has helped us a lot as we continue to grow this channel with you guys. You guys have been with us, and we truly appreciate you guys. So
please don't. Maybe you're saying it to us like we're simplifying gender, but I know sometimes we use the term guys and gals. I'll just say, everyone. Thanks, everyone, for your support.
Thank you all. She, him, they, them, they, thou, zoos, all, everybody, in the terms of pronouns. Okay, and shout out to the Hat Club. Okay, to my queen Danielle. I've been with you, Danielle. I've been here. Okay. Bye, guys.